When you make videos lying for culture war clicks, when your content serves no other purpose than to actually give credence to individuals like Alyssa Mercante or those at Kotaku, then what are you even doing here? Is the grift really worth that much? Who am I talking about? I'm of course talking about Jon Del Arroz. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and we're gonna go over this video that was released yesterday about the Legend of Zelda game. Yes, I know I already made one talking about Grums, but lo and behold, there's more to it, because now we got Johnny Boy here, who you guys know I ain't exactly a fan of, saying Nintendo full girl boss Zelda explodes as employees push DEI in video games. Literally no basis for any of this, and when you do videos like this, it only serves to make their side look more credible, to look more correct, like we're just a bunch of angry white dudes who are so upset about women in gaming. It is baffling, and this needs to be called out. Now, I said in my previous video that I like Grums, I respect Grums, that I just disagree with him, he had an L. No, I'm calling the smoke now. This is not okay. Jon Del Arroz is an absolute grifter. He is a fake. He has no concept or care about what he is referring to. So long as you watch his videos, so long as it gets the clicks, so long as he makes some sort of, little YouTube paycheck, and so long as you buy his crappy comic that nobody cares about, because comics are dead and indie comics are also as dead. So we're going to get into this video, we're going to listen to what he has to say, and I'm going to show you guys the true level of anti-woke grifting that does nothing but harm what we are actually trying to do to create a more, centrist, politic-free nerd culture experience. Not just gaming, but nerd culture in general.
Well, Nintendo Direct made its big announcements today with a whole slate of games which seems exciting at first glance, and some of them are. I will definitely give credit where credit's due, especially Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime is probably one of the best series Nintendo has, and has stayed that way for a long time. But when you delve into this, Nintendo's got a lot of problems because they are trying to push that DEI agenda that every other video game company has been pushing over the last couple of years.
Now, here he is not necessarily wrong, also he is also not necessarily right either. Leave it to Jon Del Arroz to obfuscate obscure truths, only until you have truths the whole nine when it fits his narrative. Now, Nintendo of America is in fact doing this. Nintendo of America did in fact hire an individual for a DEI position. It was literally specified on the job requirements as a DEI position. Nintendo of America is not Nintendo of Japan, completely separate arm of the company, and the individuals making the Zelda game, Eiji Aonuma and the crew, are Nintendo of Japan. So his conflation of the two is going to 100% give anyone who's uninitiated, who doesn't know what's going on, a misrepresented view of this situation.
Years. And it starts with the new Zelda game, but it gets even worse as you start to get into the company, which we're going to do in this video right here. So thank you guys for watching, everybody. Let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's Jon Del Arroz.
We're not even going to go through, no one cares about, look at your 193 followers. No one cares about your shitty comment, dude. We're 40 minutes in. Did you really spend a minute peddling your crappy book? People coming to you for the news. News.
All right, so we mentioned this, and the Zelda game then came out. And if you look at a Zelda game, this gets kind of weird because traditionally, a Zelda game has always been Link searching for Zelda, who's been kidnapped, and of course, then he has...
Wrong! First of all, exposing what you are out the gate. That is not what a Zelda game traditionally has been. Has that been the case for several Zelda games? Absolutely. But also, that's been the case, not been the case for multiple Zelda games. You're not searching for Zelda in Ocarina of Time. Zelda is an active participant in the action. You don't play as her, but she's an active participant in the story and in the action. She has not been captured. Majora's Mask doesn't even have Zelda. Twilight Princess, you're not searching for her. She is in captivity by choice. And in terms of the Twilight Princess, isn't even Zelda. That's a completely different character, a different princess, who again is involved in the action throughout the course of the game. The character of Midna is involved in the action. She's a very active participant. Same for Wind Waker. Zelda, the character of Tetra, active participant, is involved in combat, involved in the story. The fact of the matter is, Zelda is a very strong, capable character who we've seen be a strong, capable character, who we've seen get into fights, who we've seen use magic, who is a wielder of the Triforce, and it has always been very apparent that she is not a traditional damsel in distress character. So homie is either flat out lying because, hey, it fits his narrative, narrative, or he's just wrong, doesn't know anything about the subject matter. And if that's going to be the case, if you're going to cover this as, part of the news, either do the research or don't bother covering it whatsoever, because if you're going to mislead individuals, then what are you doing here? But again, Johnny Boy doesn't care if he misleads people. He is quite literally the definition of an anti-woke grifter, the type of person that actually give Nick Calandra, credence. Why would people listen to Nick Calandra? Why would people listen to Kotaku or Carolyn Petit or Alyssa Mercante? Because of dumbasses like Jon Del Arroz.
Has to fight all these monsters off to get her going. Now we have Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which, does not seem to follow the current Zelda trajectory whatsoever. Not in style, not in anything. This looks like a silly little puzzle game.
It looks like a silly little puzzle game. This absolute dipshit. Every Zelda game is a puzzle game. From the OG Legend of Zelda, from going forward, have always been puzzle games. The dungeons are giant puzzles. The shrines in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are puzzles. Like, the Zelda games, this is no different whatsoever. It is doing what every other Zelda game has done, only you play as Zelda, which, by the way, is something that a vast majority of fans have been clamoring for since at least the 90s when I started playing Zelda.
That features Zelda then searching for Link. So they have replaced Link and then gone full girl boss with this new Zelda game.
How have they gone full girl boss? Explain that to me. How is just having Zelda as a playable character full girl boss? Is Super Smash Bros. Oh, that's full girl boss. You can play as Peach, who has also had her multiple versions of her own games, by the way. You can play as Zelda, who has been in other games. She's been in other Zelda games. You've been able to play as Zelda in multiple other Zelda games. And I don't just mean the CDI games that are unmentionable. I'm also referring to, like, the Hyrule Warriors series, for example. It's going full girl boss because it's got a girl in it. Dude, there are a million franchises out there that we adore that have female characters in them. Resident Evil, Metroid, Tomb Raider, the list goes on. Why is making Zelda the namesake of the game, who has proven herself, canonically throughout the story to be a powerful character, why does that make it girl boss when this is something that fans have been asking for? Why won't these companies do what the fans ask? Piss on you, Marvel, you're ignoring the fans. Fans have been asking for this for 40 years, and now Nintendo's like, alright, let's do it. No, girl boss. Dude, fuck Johnny Boy. He is a scumbag.
Very disappointing for Zelda fans as they see this
Disappointing for Zelda fans. Have you gone on X? There has been mostly universal praise from all sides of the aisle. Yellow Flash was praising it. Oh, I thought Yellow Flash was a misogynist. I thought Yellow Flash hated women. Nah, Yellow Flash praising it. Your boy here, massive Zelda fan, also on the anti-woke side, I'm praising it. Even Grums, who I disagree with, Grums was praising it. All these, they must hate women types are praising the game. So show me where we are seeing disappointment from Zelda fans.
And it's intentional. If you look at the way Nintendo's been acting lately, they've been trying to follow the culture in the same thing, trying to get rid of their male heroes and do exactly what every other corporation's been doing.
When has Nintendo tried to get rid of their male heroes? Nintendo Direct yesterday was 42 minutes long, and it was very normal and fine, completely normal in regards to male heroes. Again, we're talking about a Japanese company.
And there's an agenda for sure. 100%. And this agenda is...
There is not an agenda. Everything is an agenda for folks like this, for idiots like Johnny Boy here, because he needs you to believe that. Rather than looking at the situation through a calm, nuanced, understandable position of, okay, there is definitely some fuck shit going on in the gaming industry. We definitely have Western developers and even some Eastern developers on some agenda bogus. Once you start looking for it, you're gonna find it everywhere, even if it's not there. I mean, that's a very normal thing for the human mind to do. Once you're on the lookout, people will come up with these fan theories, like in movies, like, oh, this is a fan, it must mean this is the case, when really the creator had absolutely no intention whatsoever. It just it aligned like that. But people will hold on to those fan theories because, oh man, it fits so well, because you're actively looking for that thing, because Johnny Boy needs the culture war to exist, because he won't be able to sell his shitty comic if there is no culture war, because he wouldn't be relevant without a culture war, because, oh, Alyssa Mercante isn't tweeting about him and putting him on the hit list, the same hit list she had me on, by the way, despite the fact that I'm over here calling these individuals out. I mean, yeah, he absolutely needs this grift to maintain any modicum of success. Oh yeah, how's Fandom Pulse going for you? How's Bounding into Comics going now that you've been ousted? Last I heard, they were doing really well without you, as opposed to Fandom Pulse, who hasn't updated. Last I checked, hadn't updated any articles in over a week. It's absolutely maddening and disgusting the links these individuals will go to when it's when you know that they're doing this just for monetary gain and not because they actually do care about the cultural issues of what's going on in the nerd space.
On display elsewhere because Nintendo of America.
Now, this part, he is completely correct about. He is fair. Nintendo of America manager James Wan describes gamers opposed to wokeness as angry. Now, this did in fact happen. I'm not going to shade him for this, but here's the dealio. It doesn't matter. This is Nintendo of America. We need to be calling that out on a completely separate, alternate thing than the Zelda game. Zelda having a new Zelda game, having Zelda as the playable character, is not DEI and is being made by the Japanese arm of the country. There is no correlation to what the Nintendo of America manager had to say when he's not involved in the process of this Zelda game whatsoever. And the whole rest of the article is just him talking about that. Well, you want to know why the rest of the article is him talking about that? Because that's what he actually wanted to talk about. He wanted to talk about the wokeness going on in Nintendo of America, which is fair. But then say that that's what you're going to talk about. Don't try and use the new Zelda game as a way to pump up your video, and that's not what it's actually about. When you have to make up a bunch of heinous lies to talk about what you actually want to talk about, but you're too untalented to know how to write a title like that on YouTube that'll actually get you clicks.
Everything in entertainment, and it's really showing its true colors. So Nintendo's now pushing this again, a girl boss Zelda, which is.
Explain to me how it is a girl boss. I'm genuinely curious to anyone in the comments. I actually had a brilliant comment on one of my videos earlier today say, is she really a girl boss if she can't talk? Which was funny as shit.
Going to be something that people aren't really going to be interested in. And
watch this game sell gangbusters because it's a fucking Zelda game. Oh, people aren't going to be interested in it. All right, Johnny boy.
This is in their new line, which they released today. They got a new Mario and Luigi coming out. Mio, Donkey Kong Country returns.
Oh, they're trying to erase their male characters. New Mario and Luigi game, Donkey Kong, Dragon Quest, Marvel vs. Capcom, new Mario Party, Ace Attorney, Last Defense Academy. All of these, with the exception of Metroid Prime and of course the recent Legend of Zelda game, and have male characters. I don't know about Mio. Mio's a new thing. It looked like to be some sort of robot or whatnot. No, but all of the vast majority of this are male-led games, and he's over here like, there's an agenda. They're trying to get rid of the male characters. You dipshit.
Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 HD. That's kind of cool. New Mario Party, M versus C collection.
Whatever. We don't need to go on it anymore. He's pretty much done talking about Zelda. But the fact of the matter is, this is a dude who makes anyone in this sort of anti-woke space, anyone in this space that genuinely wants to see just a return to normalcy in video games, it's morons like Jon Del Arroz that completely drag down and utterly destroy the movement. Homie, like I said, is a scumbag. He is a grifter. Anybody that has taken their cues from him, taken their notes from him, they don't want honest and legitimate discourse and discussion. They don't want to have any sort of nuanced view of what's going on. They want to keep the culture war going for their own either financial benefit or ideological benefit, which is the exact same game that the woke plays. Jon Del Arroz is nothing if not right-wing woke. That's what he is. It needs to conform to his ideological standards, and there absolutely must be an agenda at play at all times. And is that really the type of individual that you want in this sort of space? I mean, is that when you turn on Saturday Night Hypnosis and you watch all of us clown around and have fun, I wager the vast majority of you appreciate that we are not an echo chamber, because you guys, you use your heads. That's why you're watching me. You use the noggin, you use your gray matter, and you like that there is not an echo chamber going on and that we can have differences of opinion. Am I possibly going to lose subs from this because I'm calling out the anti-woke side? Sure, that's going to happen. You know what? If that's what happens, fuck you. I didn't need you to begin with, because the individuals that we want talking about this sort of thing are the individuals that will actually have the nuanced, hard conversations and not just boil everything down to DEI this, ESG that, woke that. Fuck you, Jon Del Arroz. You are worthless. You offer and add nothing to the YouTube zeitgeist. I do not usually start beef with creators, but if you end up seeing this, go fuck yourself. Your comic is likely atrocious. You're just sort of bitter because, you know, Marvel and DC aren't working with you anymore, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, so let me know in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. Please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Real nerdy news, not made up fake stuff like what Johnny Boy does just to try and get culture war clicks. So yeah, not always about video games, anime, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member. For $4.99 a month, you can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved in the discourse with over 70 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community where we actually do care about one sort of diversity, and that's the diversity of thought. So if that gets in, you know, if that gets you all riled up on the insides, then go ahead and join the Discord, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.